everyone, and welcome to Red Valkyrie Presents. I'm, of course, Shae the Red with my camera hidden, and I've got Sai, my amazing co-host, and it seems like we have a very special guest that I was not expecting. Well, hello there, Spider-Man.
Yes, we have Spider-Man. Can you say hi? Spider-Man is being
No,
bashful today.
that's
He is,
okay. That's
he's
okay. We
not feeling like
understand.
being too friendly.
That's fine, Spider-Man. We understand. And Sai's been having just the worst possible time with their internet, as always. So hopefully
Would it
that'll,
even be a Red Valkyrie show if
you
Psy didn't drop
know,
out? Would
probably
it even
not.
can you even call that a Red Valkyrie stream?
Yeah, see, like there's Sai right there. Sorry, thunderstorms.
I mean, it's to be expected, Psy. Where like it's part of what Red Valkyrie is. It's part of that experience.
It
It's like
is.
me. It's like me being on a stream where I'm where I'm well lit or don't have any internet connections. It's just not a bad internet connection. It's just not. It's not on
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Alrighty. So we have a cosplay reveal to do.
Ooh,
Ooh, are you ready?
let's do it.
Michael has a bomber coming in.
Yeah,
Let's see.
right.
I live right by an airport, so like
Nice.
it's just
what's up,
gorgeous
William?
out. I like doing my streams when I'm outside when the weather's good. It's it it makes me feel like an actual human being and not just like sitting there holed up in my office.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Drum roll.
Past Master Dan is apparently ready.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that.
Gender
Woo!
bend. I was like, there's a lot of dudes in
So-
most of
so-
Oden's comics. There's a lot of dudes.
So to be fair, Elysian Fields, you are well aware that the next book is going to introduce a secondary team of protagonists at the end, and there are two leading ladies in there. So
Yes.
like they're coming, but it's also kind of perfect that you did the gender bend for this because JoJo is known for not really just their dudes, but the fact that they're very flamboyant, and especially as you get to the later parts, pretty damn effeminate.
Yes, they are. They're very pretty boys, and they definitely flaunt their pretty boyness quite a bit. So the fact that you're
Joseph
doing,
does straight up drag in part two. He dresses up
Yeah.
as a chick to try and get past some German soldiers, and it doesn't really work well.
oh man,
Because he's
Past
still
Master Dan. That's my motto.
the women should always come first. Terrible, terrible. And we have William saying Ogden likes keeping it swole for Sai.
I don't know what that
Not,
means.
nope, not saying anything. Well, so we're here because how exactly how are you saying this title? Because I just say the letters, but
That's what it is, because it's an acronym. It's SPQR's Bizarre Adventure, and SPQR stands for the Latin phrase Senatus Populosque Romanus, which is Latin for the Senate of the people of Rome.
okay.
Sorry, Spider-Man is having me spin me in the rocking chair, or spin him in the rocking chair rather.
That's fine.
Priorities,
as long as
you know.
he's happy.
He does save the neighborhood from time to time, so spinning him in a rocking chair is the least I can do.
That seems fair.
Yeah, so that is what we've got going on here, and it's an exciting book that has no right being as good as it is. Like this all started because I was really sleep deprived and did 2 character sketches to amuse myself, and then people started sharing it and messaging me being like, so that's gonna happen, right? You're gonna make that happen.
Right.
You're gonna do Roman JoJo because that's like it's amazing.
Yeah.
And so I went on the hunt for the artist, and we found Kari Salviejo. What? Excuse me, Spider-Man. What are you doing? I can push you one more time faster, but then Daddy's got to get back to here because people are looking to talk with Dad. If Spider-Man were to come on, you could say hi to people, but you got to have your mask on. You got to keep your identity secret. It's part of
it's part of the allure.
Anyways, so yeah, like I had people messaging me to please make this happen, and we did. And if you're gonna do something like this, you have to have the right artist, and yes. I think that we nailed it. Kari has been just an absolute delight to work with. She produces excellent quality, and more importantly, she produces it fast. I started production of this in December, and outside of the 6 pages that just got added on for a stretch goal, though they're all done. They're done and they're lettered.
Wow.
And like she was averaging about a page a day.
That is epic. And I like her style.
Yeah.
Because it's very manga. It feels very like within that realm of kind of manga-esque.
Yeah, well, and I mean that was the whole thing, is that it's like you have to have somebody that can pay proper homage to Araki, who is the guy that does JoJo. And not only are you looking at manga style, but like Araki has a very definitive art style in and of himself. Mm-hmm. Like it's very strange. It's aptly named bizarre. And so finding that right artist was crucial. And she has the manga influence, and she's able to pay homage to Araki, but it also has its own identity. If you put Araki stuff up to hers, you can definitely see where there's inspiration drawn. You can definitely see where where she pays her homage and everything, but it's still her art. It never loses that. And I think that that's one of the things that makes it so strong and so potent. And then we have, this beautiful piece that I really lucked out. Ink Art Louis is a phenomenal artist with a massive social media following and a massive presence. And I almost didn't get this. He was booked. He had a commission drop.
Wow. That's lucky. That is super lucky. This is probably out of so there's 2 things that really sold me on 2 things that I felt like I had to have from this campaign. This print was one of them that made me go, okay, I do need I need good. The book because it just looks pretty. It's good colors. They very much you sold the pretty boy aesthetic so hard here, because they're like posturing at each other, and yet they still look like they're like, is my eyeliner smudged? And you're just like, oh, good hell.
They have to.
That they've got a little compact,
there is more of these kinds of stories coming. Like the SPQR. Gee, thanks, Spidey. There are more of these stories definitely coming, and let's turn that part off, please.
Oh, here we go.
All right, there we go. All right, I think I turned it off. Can we not press that button for just a few minutes, please?
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. We got this.
Oh, this is gonna kill my ADD. Anyway. But yeah, so there is definitely going to be more. I already have the second story planned, and it's going to in the spirit of being as bizarre as possible. The next one is going to make people look at me sideways and go, "Really?"
I mean, they already do that. Let's be real.
Yes, but even more so.
Oh, good heavens! I don't know if we can all handle that. That'll be interesting for sure. And then, of course, tied to this, you have the remaster.
The remaster of Elysian Fields. And you guys were actually one of the people that gave me the feedback that led to this. Was we had a whole bunch of people say that they really liked the book, but the one thing that they would that if they could they would fix James, you cannot go outside without adult supervision. If you can wait just a little bit, I will be able to take you out. But we spent all day outside, so give me just a few minutes, okay? Can you sit down? Do you want to go inside and watch something with Grandma? Okay.
So while Oden is working with Spider-Man, I was gonna say I really do like, because the problem that most of us had with the original coloring of Elysian Fields is that there was so much yellow. There was so many blonde hair, gold tones, brown fur. It was so heavy in the yellow and orange department that it got a little overwhelming. And one of the things that I think a lot of people kind of either forget or neglect is, especially when you're a writer and you're putting forth stuff to your artists, if you don't have an artist that's really confident in changing certain things, local color is what a lot of people know and understand. So that's what you normally go with is, well, the local color of this, like the actual color of this would be gold or yellow or whatever, without realizing that once you start getting into various different lightings, that gold takes on more of a purple hue or whatever to make things more dynamic. And once you have something like comics, you can take a panel like this that is overwhelmingly orange and yellow, and you can turn it into something where you can pick out stuff a little bit better, where the gold seems like it glimmers more because you're getting to see really just snippets of it. So I'm excited that this was remastered, and there's so many pages I've seen of this that just look beautiful. Like, this is an amazing cover. I love this cover.
Yes, and I'm really excited because this actually got made into a per the stretch goals, a fridge magnet.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like this,
the reflection is so good.
Yes, and I mean, for those of you guys that have read the first book, like you know the importance of what's in that reflection. You know, like it was so great, Vaughn's line work on this initially, and then to see Avery, the new series colorist, color it, it brought a whole other level of depth and life to it.
Definitely. And then of course you've got so the super badass box. Okay, so here's my question, and this is the controversial question. Is the box that it's going to be shipped in, as in, is that the outer box, or is this the box that's going to be kept pristine and put in a different box that can get banged up? And
it's going to be put into a different box.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, because I hate when I see these gorgeous boxes and they have such great art, and then it's got scuff marks from USPS, and it's got the sticker on it.
And that was a bit of the learning curve that I had with the Embrace collector's boxes. I shipped those out, and for the ones that I shipped out personally, I think I put a solid amount of protection on them, and I'm fairly certain that it got to most people without getting dinged. In fact, the one person that I fulfilled to that had damage on the box didn't have it damaged from the shipping, but because the company that I ordered those boxes for, since it had that gloss on there, it's like it makes it really sticky when you're trying to open it. Yeah. And so they tore one of the things as they were trying to open it. So I had to send them a replacement. And I was like, don't even worry about that. I went through like at least 15 boxes packing people's stuff.
I was just trying to pack them nicely, and I just kept tearing them. I was like, damn it. There's another one. But yeah, so I love that it's gonna stay a nice pristine collector box, because I was just going through this today with Sai. I ordered another, I think this is like 7 or 8 short box from BCW that I put together to put my comics in, and I was looking at some of the more decorative boxes that I have, and I'm really bummed because so many of them, I'm like, man, they look so cool. But that was the box it was shipped in, which means that it's dinged up. It's got like the, scuffs and everything on it. It's got a giant sticker because all my stuff goes to a P.O. box. I have a huge sticker that says 116 across it. And I'm
like it's not going to be like, I know Iconic Comics effectively just uses them as like super decorative mailers. And that's
But they also leave a big space for, like, they
Yes,
design
they
them
do.
specifically for that. So they leave a huge space in the art for the
Yeah.
label to go on.
They do that right, man. Like I have nothing but respect for how Iconic runs that ship. I know that,
Right.
you know, but like you know, when it came down to, if you're gonna call it a collector's box, it needs to be treated with the same level of reverence as the product that's inside.
Exactly, because the way that Iconic did it was basically, we're
It's
shipping hardcover books, and our hardcover books don't fit as securely as we would like in Gemini mailers, so we made our own box with our own art to ship stuff in.
Yeah,
and that
and
way
that's great.
we can take it and put it in bubble wrap. So Iconic did it all with a purpose, but it was always to be a shipping box. It was never to be a collector's box. I
People
think
are
that's
collecting them
probably
now.
where some of our indie comic creators now, because they're like, oh, Iconic does it, and it's like,
Yeah,
Iconic
but
does
they
a shipping box. You gotta keep
It's
in
like,
mind
it's
the terminology you use, because it changes
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's the whole thing, is this is a collector box, you know.
Yes.
That it should come in a separate box, you know. Like that's the whole point, is that it is a collector item. You
Right.
know,
And see, look,
you don't
and the second it's like, hey, it's gonna be protected, Warren's like, oh, I gotta get me one of those. Like,
yeah, well, and like that's the thing, is it's like, you know, you can write fragile, handle with care all
Oh, it's not
over
gonna be
it
shit.
every day of the week, and USPS will treat that as, okay, cool, let me shove it at the bottom of this 2-ton pile of crap.
it's like a challenge at that point. You're like,
Yeah,
fragile,
that
and they're
point,
like, let's see how much I can fuck up the box and still have this get there possibly in one piece.
It really is. And you know, I remember when things were really rough back in 2020. I remember seeing a U.S. postal worker literally using a package as a walking stick, and I went, "What are you doing?"
That's terrifying, because I had a totally, like, off to the side for topics, but I actually had a walking stick. So after my dad had passed, I found the walking stick he carved me as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's actually a walking stick. I had to take it to USPS to have them ship it, and they like wrapped it in probably 4 or 5 yards of bubble wrap and then put it in this giant ass box. And I could just see somebody trying to use that as a walking stick. Although it would have been very fat, but it would have been hilarious, because it would have been using a walking stick as a walking stick.
Yeah, I definitely remember that sticking out, because it was like I was waiting on Elysian Fields issue 0 books to come in. Like they were already running late from FedEx, and so I see this U.S. postal worker guy using this long package as a walking stick as they're going up the hill, and I'm like, I swear to fucking God.
Like, please don't do that with my stuff. Oh goodness. Okay, so you've got the other thing that I wanted to touch on, and we'll look at it again as it gets closer, like when we start going through the tiers. But there's one thing specifically.
Oh yeah,
that I had.
Yeah, no,
to
this is the hot item, man. I am surprised we haven't sold more of these, because like, hey Spidey, can you grab your embrace plushie for me? Can you bring your embrace guy? Can you go
He's
grab
like,
him?
I have been given a task. I will do it with
Go on
honor.
ahead. Hurry. He's struggling with that door. You got it, little man. Go get it,
Spidey is strong.
Spider-Man. Don't let the dogs attack you. You're good.
So,
well, he's getting that.
yes.
But yeah, like these things are. This is such a cool thing. Now the final product will look a little bit different, I think, because I initially was set up with one company, and then they jacked up the price a lot right before we were starting to do this, and so it was no longer viable. So
Right.
we switched to a different company, and before they do their print run, they're going to do a sample. But I'm sending them pictures of the one that I already have done, along with the original chibi art. So I'm going to try and make sure it's as close to this as possible. But like, he's 18 inches. He's adorable. He is fluffy. He is cute.
There's only one thing that I think would have made him even more epic, but it is not the easiest thing to do.
If you say glow in the dark eyes, I already know. Like,
I wasn't going to say eyes. I was going to say his hands.
oh!
If you could get all of the white to have been glow, that would have been
Yeah,
perfect.
and you know what? I might, if that's something that the new guys can do, I will definitely look at doing that, because that would be
I would
so
at least pose it, because I've seen, see, like Matt's like, I love the plushie. I think the plushie's adorable. Yeah, and Warren, I'm telling you, get yourself a plushie, dude. They're gonna be so cute.
And
The thing is, I've seen a lot of people coming out with stuff where they have glow fabric and glow, I mean, obviously cosplay, so I'm all about it. I'm telling you right now, if mine doesn't, like, if you can't make it happen, I got glow paint and fabric, so I might.
He's gonna make it glow no matter what. It's going.
I might, and then I will be exclusive. I will have like the exclusive glow in the dark Elysian Fields. Look, holy shit, they are so big.
Look at how big he is. My son likes huge. The hair can come back like this. Oh.
There you go. Very cool.
But anyways, yes. But yeah,
that is awesome.
He's massive. Look at all these hands. Look at them.
It's so cute.
He is adorable, and he's super soft and everything. As I said, I am surprised we haven't sold more of these. But I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, we're gonna have plenty extra, and they'll just be on the campaigns as we move forward.
Well, you know what? If it comes down to it, Oden, we can always talk, because we're close enough that we could always have him. I still got shit I gotta get you. We could always have a meetup. If I can make it work, where they can stay kind of fluffy but glow, with whatever you end up getting. If you can't make them glow, you let me know, and maybe we do a limited run, and I'll help you out. We'll make them glow for like 4 of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly not a. I'm certainly not opposed to it. That'll be a blast.
We'll see, because it could be really cool. Like, that would be.
Yeah. Well, so the other big thing is we've completely partnered with RJ on fulfillment. So everything's going to just be sent directly to him at this point. Nice. The Embrace had so many things go wrong on the fulfillment, and I honestly felt like Murphy's Law rented a pickup truck and just ran over me over and over again with the Embrace. I'm still dealing with some shenanigans with that, and we've shipped out everything, but I still am dealing with drama from that I won't get into here. But point is that RJ is going to be handling fulfillment. It's going to be a very much more smooth and streamlined process, and with everything here pretty much being done in terms of the books, we're hoping to really start fulfillment in June.
That is awesome. Okay, so let's I've been scrolling through these a little bit. Let's talk about the stretch goals that you got.
Yeah, which we've unlocked everything so far. The 10K stretch goal is still active. If we are able to hit 10K before we close in demand, we will still do the Embrace 2 Ashcan, which it will push back our timeline a little bit, but I actually have a way to kind of fast track that a little bit with how 3 of our tiers are set up. But
so let's talk about them as you have them set up right here, just so we make sure we don't miss any of them. So we've got the mailer bags for the Geminis.
Yes, because this was so. When I got in with Critical Blast, I was one of the first people, and as a thank you, he did printed Embrace bags for all of the people that ordered, that got their stuff in a Gemini mailer and everything like that. And it was a hit. People loved it. It was a great way for people, because so many people are backing these crowdfunding campaigns. And, Shae, you've even said this on stream. I don't even remember what half of these boxes are. You only recognize them because if you recognize the creator. But what this did for a lot of people was they got their thing in the mail and they saw the book there and they went, oh my God, that's this. And it
Yep.
added to the experience. But, I got that as a favor for being one of his first customers. That is a bit more of an expense to do. But since we funded, I figure, get everybody that's ordering, that's got at least the Gemini. They've got this print of the Ink Art Louis piece on the bag to bring that hype in. You know what you're getting in the mail.
Right. Well, and it's good. It's just good branding overall because, like you said, you want people to know that what you have, and you've got people like Luke who do unboxings where they invite the creators on. It's a lot harder to do if you don't recognize
exactly
what it is or where it came from, because it's like, well, now I have to open it to see what it is, to then pretend that I didn't open it, to then reach out to somebody and see if they want to come on, so then I can reopen it.
Like and that was one of the fun things is Luke actually got to open his live because it was in that little mailer bag, and it really does just make that difference. So I thought it was a fun thing to do. This thing I am so proud of. I am so happy of this dumb little tier. We launched on B-Rose, and as everyone knows, B-Rose is a weeb, and as everyone also knows, Mo Biggs is anti-weeb. And so initially, any single time anybody mentioned SPQR in our chat while we were live, they were getting timed out. And so I had like 3 or 4 people message me. He's like, what's going on? Why am I getting timed out? I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was say your comic, say the name of SPQR. And I was like, it's Mo. He hates weebery. Play into it. And it turned into a timeout bloodbath. People were coming in, waiting 5 minutes just to come in and say shit like, oh my wa shinderu at Mo, and just getting timed out. And we're like 3/4 of the way through the stream, and B-Ro just goes, hey man, you should have like a Mo Biggs's tears bucket as a stretch goal. And I was like, that's hilarious. But then, buckets are kind of hard to ship. So mug would be a great thing. And so Mo has supported previous campaigns of mine. And so I reached out to him and I begged for him to allow me the license of ARO to do this Mo Biggs JoJo stand user tier mug, where you're collecting Mo Biggs's tiers, and it was like he begrudgingly agreed. He drove a hard bargain, but he eventually relented. So long as I made sure to let people know that that it was a one-time license. I didn't own the character, and I make sure that I do that, and I take some little fun with that too. But yeah, so like we got to do this really fun tier, and these are a blast. And I already have mine, and it's delightful. And enjoying a little bit of extra salt with whatever you're drinking when you're enjoying the weebery is definitely worth it. It's an experience.
Wow. All right, and then we've got some Elysian Field stickers with artwork from Luke Stone.
Yep.
With
the Embrace sticky hand. People reacted poorly to the sticky hands being on this campaign initially until I explained. I was like, no, like Dean and I had an agreement. Like the sticky hands were so hot for the Embrace, we were just like, any campaign that involves the Embrace, sticky hands will be there. This is when you do the Embrace 2, sticky hands will be back.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone gets sticky hands.
Everyone's getting a sticky hand.
Oh my.
Very nice. All right, then we have a field magnet, Elysian Fields magnet.
Yeah.
That looks really cool. And that's I'm assuming this is going to all physical backers, which is cool because I've got a whole plethora of magnets chilling over here from other campaigns, and it'll be cool to add Elysian Fields to the metal legs that I've got.
But anyways, yes.
So definitely some cool magnets. And then this is what everyone's super excited
about.
I
am so happy we got there. And like when this was within sight, we obviously saw like massive bumps because people were like, "Yeah, embrace Standy, embrace Standy. Yeah, we're gonna do that. That's a thing. We're gonna make that happen."
That is awesome. Yeah, and I was just about, I was like, let me go grab my Embrace hand turkey, and then I remembered I sold it, so I don't have it.
And it went to like the super backer of this campaign.
Oh, he was so like, he messaged me and he was like, I was like, okay, Frog G, and then you whipped out the Embrace, and he was like, well, now I have to have it. So he had them laid out and framed, and he was like, look, they're here. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yep, they sure are. They have made it. But yeah, I think everybody's super stoked. Like, standees have become a huge thing. Obviously, we've got Aerith has his standee. I've got standees for like Common America.
Yeah, those Common America ones are good.
They're so pretty, and a lot of people have been doing them, and the quality is always really, really good.
They're the hot thing right now. They're that thing. You like, if you want to have a campaign people get excited about, like stretch goals with a standee, that's what you want.
Yep, very cool. All right,
I'm so happy we hit this. I am so happy. So in Golden Wind, because initially I wasn't planning on doing more than one of these. Now I will be, and like the next part will take a lot of inspiration from Golden Wind. But Golden Wind is probably my favorite series of JoJo, and in it you have a sequence called the 7-page Muda, which is literally just Giorno beating up the bad guy across 7 full-page spreads at different angles, and his stand screams Muda, which is Japanese for useless, over and over and over again, while he's pummeling the bad guy's face in. Well, these are Roman characters. I can't have them speaking Japanese. So Julius Caesar's stand, De Bello, says Awe, which is Latin for hail. So you get a 7-page Awe sequence in this. So we added an additional 6 pages. We had a page that was like the perfect thing to start it. And now there's an additional 6 pages of Julius Caesar just pummeling Pompey's face in.
That's
I'm
awesome.
So happy we hit this. It was like this was the one that I wanted to get more than anything.
That's awesome. All right, and then we have Chibi Pens.
Yeah, so like initially these were going to be stickers too, but then I saw Sticker Mule now does pins.
Mm-hmm.
And they get pretty big, and they have great reviews because it's Sticker Mule. And so I went, pin, yes. The metal will look great with all the gold and everything. And Dean James finally got around to doing my chibi.
Very cool. That's very cool. So that's exciting. And then you've got Embrace 2 preview Ashcan. So this is have you unlocked this one yet, or is this where we are?
This is what I was saying, is that this one, so we're technically in demand, but this is a short campaign. The whole point is that it's going to be fast turnaround. Now we have hit every stretch goal so far except for this one. This one we're a little under 3K away from hitting. We're going to be keeping in demand through this month and closing it at the end of the month going into June, because that's when I want to start fulfillment. Now, if we clear 10K in that time period, that stretch goal will unlock.
Very cool.
It is active throughout the entire time we're in demand. Now, what I will say is I added 3 tiers here right towards the end of the campaign. That are the last 3 pages of traditional Embrace art done by Dean James that come with the last 3 first prints of the original cover of the book. That's the Death of the Family homage. And the way that tier works is that money goes directly to Dean James to start that. And it will cover everything that's in that ash can. So effectively, what those 3 tiers do is pay for the ash can and make sure that we can get to work on that immediately. One of those pages has already sold. So there are only 2 left. And so if we have that, then that at the very least has the first 6 pages and his official cover for that book, because the cover that's there is going to be exclusive for that Ashcan when it happens.
Very cool.
And so this won't put us at 10K, but it will get the Embrace well underway. And if we do hit 10K, then we'll already have those pages produced for the Ashcan, and it creates a quicker turnaround.
Very cool. All right, so let's go over the actual tiers so everybody knows what they can get, since you have so many cool things that have been unlocked so far. So your package of Elite Culture.
This thing I am so proud of. I worked really hard. Crunching numbers, which if anyone who knows me knows I hate math. Like, it is the bane of my existence. But I went and I worked very hard because I wanted to make sure that I gave people the best value, where they were getting the best bang for their buck, and I was still making a little bit of profit. But like, with how crazy things have been lately, it was so important for me that this tier be less than $100.
Mm-hmm.
And so I worked really hard, and we got it there. And so what you get with this is you get our entire back catalog of books. You get both remastered Elysian Fields, the 0 issue, and Pyramid Gambit. You get the second printing of the Embrace. You get SPQR's main cover. You get a collection of 3 mini prints of our that were the pinups from our previous campaigns. You get a T-shirt with art by Booty Juice and Paul Billick. You get a metal print of the art that's on the box, and then it all comes in a 10 by 9 by 4 collector's box with the art by Kari, colored by Zevius.
Very cool. Very cool. That is a lot for 85 too. That is awesome.
It maxed out the Indiegogo items. I could not add any more to the box.
This is all I can add. I can add no more. All right, and then if you're wanting just the remaster of issue 0 for Elysian Fields,
yes, you can get that for 10.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. And then SPQR's Bizarre Adventure, additionally 10.
Very cool. And these are also add-ons, right? So you can kind of build.
You can add on a whole bunch of stuff. Now with like if you get SPQR and you want to add on Elysian Fields, I do have both Elysian Fields in a singular pack on that tier, so we can add those on. And
Very
then
cool.
the Mobigs' tier mug has a special add-on that is exclusive to it.
Okay.
And I haven't revealed what it is. There are plenty of people that have gotten it, but that's a special thing for that.
You really make me want to click this and just show it.
I mean, you can, if you want to, or you can keep the
just
mystery
gonna show it.
alive.
There's a Mobigs cover. That's awesome.
You get the art from the mug on the cover, and it's the standard edition. It is the standard edition of the book, but it is an SPQR's Bizarre Adventure with the Mobigs cover, so it makes that cup extra salty.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
You're welcome, world.
Okay. All right, then you have the Embrace.
Yes, and
This is
that
the second printing.
Yeah, we're doing a second. We only had 3 left of that cover. We had 3 left, and they are on those art tiers.
Mm-hmm.
We were pretty close to the wire with the print, because there were a whole bunch of people that bought an additional cover, and it messed with the numbers because it doesn't. When you give them the option to choose options, it comes in as a different SKU. So we ran it pretty close with the Embrace printing. So there was not as much overstock as I would have liked, but we had more than enough to get out to people.
That's awesome. Well, and it just makes it more exclusive.
Yes.
Alrighty, and then we have Pyramid Gambit Remastered.
Yes.
So this is both Zero Issue and Issue 1, right?
No, it is just that is just Pyramid Gambit.
This is
Now you
just
can
Pyramid Gambit. There we go.
You can add on Zero Issue on top of that, but Pyramid Gambit was I think like 53 pages of story, and then you had the character glossary. So yeah,
very cool. Okay. And then you got, of course, the T-shirt.
Yep.
All right, what's this one?
All right, so you remember the big thing with Elysian Fields issue 0 was when we funded, everyone's books got holofoiled.
Mm-hmm.
With the remaster, I wanted to give people an opportunity to get a holofoil version of the remaster 0 issue. So we are doing maximum of 20. And these are the only things that will be sent to me first. This along with one of the secret tiers for me to sign a number.
Okay. Very cool. That's awesome. And then of course the plushie.
Yes, then there's of course the Embrace plushie. Now I know it says only 4 of these have been claimed. They are available as add-ons for every tier. We have had way more than just 4.
Yes, because I was gonna say I think that I got mine as an add-on. I think that I got the SPQR and then I added on the plushie as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah,
I might have just said fuck it, I want the plushie and got that and then added SPQR after the fact.
Either way, I appreciate the support. It doesn't matter. I
have to have the plushie because I've already I got like Tentacle Great back there. I gotta have a little Embrace plushie. It's fine.
And then we have 2 more of these. Yes, I am a JoJo reference where you're effectively paying for a fully colored commission of yourself as a JoJo stand user. We'll get you posed out and everything. And then this will serve as your own personal cover of a special edition of the book. And you will get a main copy of the book as well, as along with a mini print of your commission.
Very cool. And then, of course, like we were talking before, the funding that will go directly to Dean to get started on the Embrace 2. Very cool. So you have a lot of really good tiers for people. And so you're in demand now. When are you thinking this is probably going to end?
So my goal is to end it towards the end of May or beginning of June. Because as I said,
one more month.
Yeah, exactly. It's effectively we're just doing the additional 30 days, but I wanted to make sure that, we've got the plushies and everything that need to be ordered, and those things are going to take time. So I wanted to make sure that we had the funds to get those things ordered and to the fulfillment guys, so that way, the books, outside of current issues with paper shortage and everything like that, generally turnaround on books isn't too bad. It's more about how prepped your print files are, how well you've gone and done the pre-press cycle. Yep. That's generally the most arduous part. But actually getting the books printed and shipped out, that part isn't as bad. So for the plushies, you could be waiting for at least a month. A lot of that smaller stuff, you need to make sure you get the orders in. You need to make sure that everything's square. And so that's the whole idea, is we're going to get all of that stuff taken care of. So that way, as I said, most of the only thing that needs to be finished at this point are those last 6 pages. And then Avery Ferdinand, our new colorist for Elysian Fields, is finishing up the remaster of Pyramid Gambit.
Very cool.
And that's it. That's everything else is done.
That's awesome. Sai, you have had an unfortunate stream today. Do you have any questions for Mike while you're here?
Not at the moment.
I think Sai's probably still just shocked trying to figure out all of these issues.
What's really going to be the kicker is he's going to think of a question for me, and then thunder's going to happen again, and he's going to lose connection.
and not get the answer and have to go back
Yes,
and watch.
it is Comic Book Bob.
Yes.
It's a pinup that everyone gets. But if you had signed up for the pre-launch, or if you are a previous backer of any Nine Realms property, you should have in your email a link that takes you to that brings you to this page and gives you access to a secret tier, which gives you that as a holofoil wraparound cover for a special edition of the book.
Very cool.
Oh, I do have a question.
Yes.
Why the fuck did you make your trailer in 480p?
The answer to that is I didn't make my trailer.
Ah, there you go.
Like a buddy offered to do it for me for free and got it to me in an afternoon.
Upscale.
Look, man.
Sai was having trouble trying to get it to download. Normally we would download it and so we could play it, but instead we're just gonna play it directly from here.
It's downloaded.
Oh, you have it now?
I DM'd you. Yeah.
Oh, look at you. See, when nothing else works, at least Sai's like, it's fine. I can get this.
I'll figure it out.
Sci and technology. Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's funny. Well, Oden, I just want to say thanks so much for coming and hanging out. I know that it's always a little trying, especially with you doing double duty over here. But I'm glad that we could get you on. This looks really, really interesting. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait for my plushie at this point.
It's going to be, I think that everyone's going to have a really fun time. And I'm excited for you to get your plushie too. I'm sure you're going to be posting all sorts of selfies with it.
Probably. Or it'll just sit back there. I'll take one picture and be like, ah, then it'll sit back there.
When you're reading the embrace and it's really, really getting to emotionally choking up moments, you can hug it super tight.
Yeah, it's perfect. Hello, Double Flyer. Perfect timing for us to wrap. Oh goodness. Well, we want to thank you so much for being here, everyone. Please, you got 1 month left to try and unlock that additional preview kind of ash can, and just under 3K to get there. So please share this out. If you haven't back it, and we will see you guys shortly at
8 o'clock
p.m.
with Aces Volume 2.
Woo! Yeah. See you guys later.
Bye.